everyone, what is up? How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing awesome. So, I am Sammy. Oh no, this is what happens when I decide to do things on my bed. Anyways, I'm Sammy, your Shadow Alchemy guide, and tonight I just wanted to hop on for a little bit and talk about the real reason you keep repeating the same patterns. Because it's really frustrating, right? And I feel like a lot of people have dealt with this. So, everything I do is from my own experience, everything I've built is from my own healing journey. This is all stuff that I've lived and learned from the things I've been through in my life. And I'm really passionate about it because I know what it's like to be hopeless and to feel like you can never have the life you want and you'll never be able to change things, never really be able to enjoy life. And I completely transformed all of that. And now I have a really incredible life where I wake up excited to start my day, to get to do the things I do every day. Work does not feel like work, it feels like play. And I'm just so blessed. And I really want to help other people find their way to healing and having a life like this where they just feel so in flow and aligned and happy, no matter what is going on, no matter how hard life gets. They're able to see the good. So, I want to start with a question. Have you ever found yourself doing something you promised yourself that you wouldn't do again? Maybe it was people pleasing or shutting down. Could have been overthinking or procrastinating. Procrastination was a big one for me. Maybe it was staying in a situation longer than you should have. And afterward, you were thinking, I knew better. I saw it happening. So why did I still do it? I think that that is one of the most frustrating experiences that a person can have. Not because they didn't know what to do, but because they did know what to do. And that's exactly what I want to talk about tonight. Because I think a lot of people have been given a completely wrong explanation for why they keep repeating the same patterns they don't want to be repeating. So, most personal development teaches us that if we become aware enough, eventually we'll stop. If we understand ourselves enough, eventually we'll change. That if we find the root cause, eventually we'll be free. And while awareness definitely matters, and finding the root cause is definitely super important, I really don't think awareness is where most people are actually stuck. Many of the people that I work with are incredibly self-aware. I was too. I knew my triggers. I knew my patterns. I knew where it came from, all the things I'd been through. A lot of people really know what they should do differently. And yet the patterns still show up. Why does this happen? Because patterns don't survive because they're logical. They survive because at some point they felt protective. At some point that pattern kept you safe. And I don't think most people repeat patterns because they haven't learned their lesson. Hey, it's going really good. I'm talking about why people repeat patterns that they don't want to repeat. Because self-development teaches us that if we know better, we should be able to do better. Or that if we're repeating that pattern over and over again, that we haven't learned our lesson yet. But I don't think that that's actually what's true. I think that we repeat patterns because a part of us still believes that that pattern is actually helping us. So, like, let's use people pleasing as an example. Most people pleasers No, people pleasing isn't working. They know they're exhausted, they know they're resentful, they're burned out, yet they keep doing it, even though they don't have capacity for that one more thing. Because somewhere along the way, their nervous system learned that keeping people happy is what actually keeps them safe. Hey, what's up? Or that being needed gave them value. See, the pattern isn't actually trying to sabotage them or make their life difficult or make them unhappy. It's really actually trying to protect them from not being needed or not being wanted or not feeling valued. Some people were taught, if they had needs or emotions, that they were too much. So they learned to shut all that down and to just be completely closed off. It's all actually just trying to protect you. The problem is that protection really often outlives the danger. And that's where people get stuck. Like, if you're thinking about overthinking, many people know overthinking isn't helping. They know they're just stressing themselves out, that they're thinking about the same thing over and over again and still not coming up with a solution for it. Yet they keep doing it because overthinking actually feels like preparation. It feels like control. It feels like protection. It is the tree of life. I love it so much. But yeah, it also can be procrastinating too with overthinking. For me, a lot of times it was procrastination because I was either overwhelmed by all the things I had to do or I was afraid of failure. Like with my business for a long time, I would get online and I would post videos and I would go live, but I wasn't actually trying to sell my product because I was afraid of failing still. People often think procrastination is laziness, but a lot of times procrastination is just protection. If I don't fully try, I don't fully have to fail. Or emotional shutdown. Like I was saying, maybe growing up expressing your emotions or your needs didn't actually feel safe. So shutting down became more protective. And now, years later, that pattern is still running and it's keeping you from having the most fulfilling relationship that you could have. And it's not because it's needed anymore, but it's because it's what's become familiar to you. And this is where I think a lot of emotionally intelligent people really get trapped. They keep trying to understand themselves more, uncover more patterns or where it all came from. And they just keep trying to go deeper and deeper and deeper. But what they actually need is to build self-trust. Awareness helps you to recognize the pattern. It's definitely a very, very important part of healing. But self-trust is what actually helps you choose differently. Self-trust is what actually helps you build the capacity to have the life that you want to have. And those are not the same thing at all. And this was definitely a hard lesson for me. I was in therapy for years, did all the things, and was still not able to actually follow through. I was still repeating all the same patterns because I thought if I understood enough, then I would stop repeating things. But change didn't happen because I found another insight. Change happened because I practiced something different again and again and again until my nervous system started learning a new experience. I had to actually build safety around the things I wanted to be able to start responding in a different way. I had to learn that it was okay to feel the feelings that I was feeling, for one, because so often we just immediately try to push away the pain. That's so human. We don't want to experience pain. And it's so easy to turn fear or sadness into anger, because anger is so much easier to deal with. Anger is productive. So we react to something instead of sitting with that feeling and building safety with that feeling and then being able to respond to what's actually happening instead of reacting to an experience we had a long, long time ago. So there's something I want you to try the next time that you notice a pattern showing up. Instead of asking, why do I keep doing this? I want you to ask yourself, what is this pattern trying to do for me? And then ask, do I still need that protection today? Usually a pattern is trying to keep some type of need met, keep us safe in some way. So when we uncover that, then we can also uncover, do we actually still need that protection today? Like, are we still in danger of that? Because so many times we're carrying things that we started doing in our childhood, that we've been doing for 20, 30 years, that is completely sabotaging us. And we don't even need it anymore. But our nervous system hasn't caught up to that yet. It doesn't know that we're safe now. That's a good place where like inner child work comes in really, really great, because teaching our inner child that they're safe and we're here to protect them now is really important. But yeah, that second question is really, really powerful. Do I still need that protection today? Because many of us are living from protection we no longer need. That sounds really yummy. I'm jealous. I have water right now. I'm trying to drink more water. We're hitting the hundreds in Arizona now, so gotta like double my water intake right now. But yeah, thank you for staying with me and listening. But yeah, a lot of times the danger is gone, but the pattern has still stayed. Because our nervous system and our brain hasn't caught up to the fact that we are safe now, that we're good now. So if there's one thing that I want you to take from this conversation, it's this. The fact that you repeat these patterns doesn't mean that you're broken or that there is anything wrong with you at all. It's actually completely normal and very fucking human. The fact that you're still struggling with something today doesn't mean that you haven't grown. I have grown so much, and I still struggle with things. There's still things that trigger me. There's still patterns that I notice. There's things that I think I've healed and I've worked on and I'm past, that I later come back to and I'm like, oh, wait, no, there's another layer to this. It's okay. Like, that's a part of it. It doesn't mean that you're failing at all. Yeah, I love Arizona. It's so great out here. But yeah, it means that a part of you learned a strategy that worked once, and it's just hasn't learned that there is another option yet. And that's a process that doesn't require more shame. That's not going to help you move forward. It requires awareness and then practice and safety. You have to teach yourself that you're not going to experience the same things anymore. That you're safe to experience new things. That you're safe to show up in a different way. This is one place where visualization is super powerful. And this is powerful in more than one way. Because on one hand, visualization is like, it shows us that there's this other possibility, that like this version of us actually exists and is possible, because your brain doesn't know the difference between a vivid imagination and actual reality. And so when you're like visualizing this, your brain's like, oh, this already happened, this version of me already exists. But then we're also stimulating the reticular activating system, which kind of works like the algorithm on social media. And it's like if you pay attention to these things, you start seeing more of these things. So by paying attention to that version of yourself, more of that version of yourself can show up. So visualization is such a powerful tool. To answer your question about coyotes and wolves, no, I haven't. I don't go out at night in like more um naturey areas by myself that often because I have really really bad night vision and I will like die totally. um so yeah, I haven't got to do that much exploring at night and stuff. I live in Phoenix, like in the city right now. So, but I have got to go to like Payson and Oracle, and that was absolutely gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I got to Migros and do a shamanic journey on the side of a mountain in Payson. That was so fun. We were like by this creek, and it was just beautiful. And then I got to go stay in this ranch in Oracle for a retreat, just in the middle of nowhere on a ranch, and it was awesome. But yeah, I want to do a lot more exploring in the nature once it cools off again because I love it outside in Arizona. I'm from the southeast and like grew up in Louisiana and then moved to Georgia. So it was like either swamp or woods. So this was a whole different experience for me. And like I've been out here 5 years now, and still to this day, sometimes I just walk outside and I'm like, I'm in awe of how beautiful it is because I can see mountains from where I live and everything. It's not that far. So yeah, and the sky is so unique out here. Like when we do have clouds, which doesn't always happen, but when we do have clouds, they're like so 3D and really, really pretty. But it's hard, like it does not translate in photographs. It's so frustrating because I want to show people back home, like, hey, look at these clouds. They're so gorgeous here. I cannot get it through to come through in a picture. But yeah, I love Arizona so much. It has helped me come alive. When I lived in the Southeast, I didn't dare look like this. This stayed hidden so much. Yeah. And Arizona, I don't know, it feels like easier to survive out here. Like, me and my husband struggled so much with both of us working full time, busting our asses. Like at one point, sometimes we'd both have two jobs, or not at the same time. One of us would have one job, and one of us would have two jobs, and like we could not get ahead. Like we had to live with family half the time, or would be behind on stuff and not able to afford stuff. So I have three kids, and we moved out here, and like for a little while we were living on like just his money before I started my business and everything, which was like amazing to me because yeah, in Georgia he never made over 12.50 an hour, which is crazy. Now he's a chef and makes a lot of money. So it's really great. It's like over 20 now. So it's really kind of crazy the difference in like how you can live because the like rent pricing and stuff like that was about the same. It's crazy. I really don't get it. I'm really excited to one day have like property and just build a community though. Like that's a goal for sure for one day. I want to have property and then just like build, a whole community where we grow our own food and have our own animals and stuff like that. Just definitely have to find like the really right aligned people for something like that. Especially because like I've come across some and like I could have been a part of starting one, but it was like no meat and no plant medicine and nothing like that. And I'm all for like you know, believe him however you want to believe and eat how you want to eat and all of that. But like, I don't want that put on me as well. And I personally love meat and I believe in eating like our ancestors, and I'm a Viking and I believe we like to eat meat. I have a mixture of blood. But yeah, I like eating meat. And also, like, I smoke weed and I microdose mushrooms sometimes because I used to be on 10 different prescriptions and now I'm on none. So I think that's a pretty good trade. That's cool. You have to know, let me know if you're like in the Phoenix area sometime. Maybe we can meet up at some point. Let's see. My daughter is calling me for some reason. Let me see if she's outside or if I have to answer the phone and get off my live. Is that you, Annabelle? Hi, kitty. But yeah, um, I want to be very intentional. Yeah, I'm here, baby. I guess I'm going to get off of here because I now have to help my daughter get this door open to get back in our yard in our house. But yeah, see you guys later. Much love.